I have no home someplace because I need the threatening deceased on the camera. That means I know who I am and I know where I'm from, but I don't have myself deceased on the camera that the viewer knows who I am and where I'm from. And because YouTube and the internet is full of about 29 to 30 years of internet service provision of the threatening that I am God is myself deceased here. I don't have that deceased over the past 29 to 30 years of internet service provision. Not Providence, Rhode Island, but provision. That means that there is supervision of that God is providing internet service to strangers, and the internet is really just for myself deceased. The internet is just contaminated more and beyond what I can say I would do for myself with the internet, and most likely I'm not alive with the use of the internet. I have myself deceased since the beginning of time. I am deceased and it's traveling, and now my deceasement is disclosed. That means people know that I am deceased. But that is really not due. It was due for you to be elsewhere, that you died to yourself and that you don't cross paths with myself. It's not due to know who I am. You don't know who I am and you're not impressed with who I am? That's because you're not due to know who I am. You're due elsewhere. I'm not pressing you or pressuring you that you need to know who I am and believe in me as your God. That's not true that I would. It's true that you would be elsewhere and you would have died alone to yourself, and you are just accidenting that you know about me. That's an accident, but you're not supposed to exploit that you have an accident. It's your accident, not mine, and you're not clear on that point ever. I'm having sex with myself in heaven right now. And what's wrong with it is you don't know what sex is in karma. You know what sexual abuse is, you know what sexual intercourse is, you know what sexual climax in the presence of an enemy is if you've had one, and if you don't, you know what it is and you exploit it is not due. If you know what it is and you don't have one, you're due in a prison. If you have one and you know what it is, you're due in a prison. If you don't have one, you don't know what it is, you don't know what to do with yourself, you're due in a prison. You're absolutely not due to have sexual abuse anywhere in public. That's due elsewhere in a prison, where you can get shot by a gun because you can't possibly agree with somebody who's not yourself that you're going to do that to somebody else that's not yourself ever. That's why you're doing a prison with that problem. What have you been doing? Terrorizing my life and chasing me all over the world since 1995 or since 1980. Whichever way you want to count the time. I know how I count it. Impossible. I have an impossible life that I have deceased here, and I don't want to go back at it and look at it from anybody else's point of view except my own. And when I'm not in this formed world anymore, I don't want to cry about it ever again because I find you so far in the wrong. It's due for you to find that out with yourself, that you'll see me in the afterlife and you'll find out how far in the wrong you are. But I'm going to have a head like this in the afterlife. Not female all the time, but I have approximately 6 bodies coming in the afterlife because this one died the wrong way. Well, there's no shortcuts. For all of you who thought you were going to get away with doing something wrong to myself, that's true that you can get away with it, but that's not true that yourself doesn't know what you did. You recorded it on yourself that you were either negligent or you were offensive. You did that with yourself. You recorded it with yourself, and you will not escape. Yourself did that. That you made a recording in God. You will not escape that yourself made a recording in God. And it's going to be a lengthy explanation. It's not true. You're going to come across me again someday because you're going to come like God with yourself, looking for your own self of God. That what you did in God is recorded. And you're going to see me again that way. I will know you. You will know me as due. I'm not hiding from you with this God form. I did very well. I am excellent. I fulfilled all of myself, deceased, disclosed, and alive, so that you would know that you will see me again and know exactly who I am, and you will know who you hurt. I know who you hurt. You will know that someday. And you'll find out some of what you did, you didn't really afford it, because it wasn't me either. You think when you hurt me, you're going to get away with it for free like I'm the only alive in the world of alive. And there are so many of you. You are so outrageous. You are outlandish. You have international crime lording, and you are outlandish people.